The best horse racing tipsters to follow for Cheltenham Festival 2026. So, Joe, let's kick it off. Who is one of the tipsters that you will be following for the Cheltenham Festival 2026?
Yep. So the tips I probably hold in the highest regard, I'd probably say is Andy Holden. Now he's been involved with racing for years. I remember listening to him on William Hill Radio, probably going back best part of 12, 13, 14 years now. He's obviously got his own speed figure service, which I pay monthly for, and I use that. I mean, it's a brilliant tool because obviously, you could use it, I could use it, but we could come away with a different horse. It's not as easy as just logging on there and looking at it, and we all find the same horse. That's why it's so good, I think. But yeah, he's obviously really well respected within the industry. Works for Odds Checker, and yeah, I'm basing this on 15 years um, experience of these tips. It's not just a short term, last couple of years sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I'm going to throw your name into the mix, Joe Norris. Obviously from Get Your Tips Out, but now you're doing quite a lot of daily tips yourself on Twitter and stuff like that. I think your horse racing tips are phenomenal. I think they're really good. I follow them each day. I love the idea of like you're always hungry for information and data. So for me, the best Cheltenham tipster to follow in 2026 is Joe Norris.
And I haven't paid you to say that, have
Who's your next one then on the list then with regard to the best Cheltenham horse racing tipsters?
Yeah, so for me, Andy Holden is a standout. And then second in the list, there's one of a few that you could pick. I mean, Tom Collins would have to be up there. I've met him a couple of times. He's a really nice bloke, very knowledgeable, works really hard. Obviously, he's had a lot of success this year. He's now doing tipping Tom on ITV, so people that watch not the morning line, the opening show, will see Tom's tips every week. And yeah, I've got a lot of respect for him. Obviously, he does really well with the American stuff as well. So if you're going to look into him, it's worth checking out his American stuff. I think he's got a paid service for the American stuff, but from the people that have subscribed to it, they've told me it's really worthwhile. And then others to mention, I would put up the freebets.com pair, probably Charlie McCann and Alan Kelly. Now I've done a bit of work with them in the past, and they have I think they have daily columns on freebets.com, and both of them are I respect their opinion greatly, so I'd have to put them up as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you are looking at the best Cheltenham tipsters, like you said, you need to look for experience. And for me, as growing up all my life, David Dooley, my brother, is phenomenal. He's a professional gambler, he's a shrewd tipster. He's helped me so much. Obviously, we own quite a few racehorses, and he's very much on the form guide and stuff like that. And like you said, speed and stuff like that, and the time form and stuff like that. He's key and form and stuff like that. He's brilliant. My other brother, Mark Dooley, is more about the breeding side when we're looking to buy and purchase these racehorses. But as an actual tipster to follow, David Dooley tips is phenomenal. Do you follow any of our David's tips on any of the channels?
Yes, I'm in his Telegram group. Yeah, obviously I was going to put Dave up, but I felt like I'd leave that one to you. Yeah, he does really well, and obviously Dave as well. He loves like the stable tours. You get like leading up to Cheltenham, you get all the stable tours, and he always says to me like you have to go through them stable tours because there's so much information that gets missed. Um, yeah, obviously it's all price related. You don't want one that everyone sort of has seen and knows about. But yeah, I think that's a good point to make with the stable tours.
Yeah, I think the stable stores is great because sometimes you have like one of the horses that you might like and it might have a niggling injury and it might be like we might be targeting Aintree Festival or something like that. Oh yeah, we're gonna chance it, but he's 2 weeks behind on his normal prep work, and it could be the difference between winning and losing. So the stable tours are very important. Also, you mentioned there tipping Tom. Like I think you should do one. I love following your nap of the day, and I think you should do one for Norris naps. It's just a random to throw out there. Let's get that out there on a daily basis. But for me, the last one, which you're part of, is the SmartPix AI. So obviously, artificial intelligence is upon us all. People are using ChatGPT more than ever, Claude and Perplexity and stuff like that. But being able to crunch the data and use artificial intelligence, and SmartPix AI is able to do that. It's able to use Andy Holden's kind of speed form and stuff like that. Maybe put some information in of what you might be liking or David Dooley might be liking, and other professional tipsters, and then it can crunch the data and do it. But what's your thoughts on the AI tips? Like for football, I really like it on the data. I mean, there is a few throwing it out there as being one of the best Cheltenham tipsters. It's only been around for a year, so it hasn't got the experience previously like what you're talking about. But like, what obviously for me, when we're looking at it, it's up and down. Like I'm like 1 minute I'm all over it, going like, how the hell has it chose that as an each way shout, and it's gone on 1 at 14 to 1, and then the next day it's chose a nap of the day at even money and it's got beat, which I suppose is just racing. But what's your thoughts on how SmartPix AI? Obviously, you help input some of the data, but what's your thought on the output of the artificial intelligence?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, it lacks consistency at the moment, but what I think it's definitely got the potential to become consistent. That's what I would say. I mean, even in the last month, I feel like AI has just jumped forward again. Um, and yeah, I would say watch your space with it. Like you said, I don't think you can't go into Cheltenham relying on it. There's just so much information you need to be aware of with Cheltenham. And it yeah, but in the future, I think yeah, it's definitely got potential.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like the only issue is that you can put in like course form and stuff like that, but if an horse has been not jumping great and you think it's improving or it's quite green in its approach, you can't really put that into data. It's just the visualization. You watch every single race. Like you said before, I genuinely mean it as well, Joe, when I say it that like I love actually following your tips and our David's tips. I think they're absolutely brilliant. But like I think what I love about it is our David works. He's a professional gambler and he's a shrewd punter for sure. But where I was putting Joe Norris as being the #1 Cheltenham tipster for 2026 is because you're sat there watching every single race. So there's times where an horse could be going for the novice hurdle and you could be like, it was still quite green and I think it's going to improve again for its jumping. And I think that's key that this is your full-time job in being a professional tipster, and watching every single race is what I think gives Joe Norris the edge as being the best horse racing tipster for Cheltenham
Yeah, I
Festival.
mean that's a great point you make. You know, like with how green now and stuff like that. Another one is obviously the ground. You know, where you just see if it's heavy, it will just say heavy. But we all know there's all different types of heavy ground. There's when you've had 2 weeks worth of rain, or when you've had the last couple of days it's been raining. There's the small thing like that can make big differences in the outcome. And at the moment, AI is just struggles a little bit to catch up with that concept.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone who's watching this, let us know who your favourite horse racing tipsters are. Who are you going to be following at Cheltenham Festival in 2026? Leave a comment and let us know. Or if yourself, if you think you've a good enough tipster to be putting your name forward into the hat, get your name in the comments and obviously we'll reply back. Thank you very much and we hope you like the video on the best horse racing tipsters for Cheltenham Festival in 2026.